Hi everyone, Sue from Art Craft and Journals, and I'm on to do another page from my scavenger hunt. And this one I'm looking at doing, is something about draw an eye. Yep, there we go, draw an eye. Now I'm going to try to combine it with using the colour I don't like, which is actually brown. I don't like using brown. I don't like brown as a colour. I actually don't call it brown. I tend to call it chocolate because that sounds nicer to me. But I thought I'd use a brownish background and put an eye on there. Now, so what I've done, I've actually printed an eye as a reference because without that I would have no hope in drawing it at all. So I'm just going to pop that up there. Now this is just so I can lean on, so it's a little bit easier to lean on. Now my pages are roughly half A4, so that tells me sort of what size I'm looking at. I'm thinking just a single page rather than a double, and I'm going to attempt to draw an eye. And I'm going to cheat. I'm just going to copy that one. I could actually even cheat more and just trace that one, but no, I thought I would give it a go. So here goes. Now I'm just pausing for a minute because I do have some smudging sticks somewhere. Just wondering where I've put them. Can't see them. But I do have some somewhere. It's a bit annoying. Oh well, never mind, we'll keep going. Okay. Okay, I'm going to leave it there because basically I'm not a drawer and it will take me forever. That will do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of watercolour on there to make the eye colour brown, and then I might cut it out. So I'll just go and get some watercolours. I'll be back. Okay, I decided I would use paint, acrylic paint. So instead I've got the Dina Wakley apricot. I've got a chalk paint that's driftwood, that's a browny colour. And I've also got the chocolate dilutions or melted chocolate dilutions paint. So, going to give those a go. Okay, now it's not about being realistic, it's just giving it a bit of colour, that's all. Okay, let's see what we can do with the brown. Okay, I'm going to let that dry. It's okay. I'm not 100% happy, but not totally disappointed as well. I think I'll let it dry for the minute, and then have a little bit more of a play with the black to do the pupil and the eyelashes and so forth. Alright, I've got some black and I'm going to do the pupil. Okay. Now I'm going to try to do the eyelashes. Now what I'm going to try to do is go over where I've already been. Maybe it might be easier if I use a pen. I think there's kind of way too many, but anyway. Never mind. Never mind. It's not that good, but it will be fine. Alright, I think I might need to go a little bit more this way. Okay. Alright. Now let's see how we go with these ones. I'm trying not to think about it too much and keep them feeling sort of natural, sort of, but now what I should have kept is the brown, to do a little bit with the brown, but never mind. Now what I'm going to try to do is a little bit of shading with the black. Might stop there, I think. Okay, there we go. It's not perfect, but I'm sure it will do. Okay, let me clean up this mess. Okay, so my eye's finished and dry. Now this page was going to be 3 prompts. Draw an eye. Use a colour you disliked or find hard to use, which I've decided is brown. And the other thing I thought I would add was random useless facts, and I've actually printed off some random useless facts. Well, I think they're random useless facts about eyes. So there's a few of those, and I'll read those out when I stick them down. So my first job is to get this background done. So I'm thinking I'm just going to apply the browns that I've got, and I've got the gelato, I've got my Dilutions melted chocolate paint, I also have the chalk paint driftwood, and I actually also have antique white because I think I'm going to need something just to lighten it up a little bit. I don't like working with brown. I don't know. It's not a colour I work with often, actually. Okay, I might actually start with the gelato and just scribble, I think, just scribble sections, I guess. I have gessoed this page because it was the grid page, and it's actually quite thin, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do on this page. So anyway, scribble that down. Now I need some water. I'm just going to, I might use water. Just move that around a little bit. And I'm just going to apply the different browns as just in sort of bits, I suppose, chunks, areas. Alright. Now, I'll just put a bit of the melted chocolate. And I'm not going to wash my brush. Oh, a few extra crumbs on there. Nothing like a bit of extra texture. I'm just going to pop a bit on here. Whoa, a bit, she says, a bit. Let's see if I can scoop some of that back. There is no way I'll need that much. Now what I'm thinking is going to happen is, because I'm using different materials, I'm going to get different textures onto the page, because chalk paint generally dries quite chalky. Acrylics should have a little bit more of a sheen to it, and the gelatos more a watercolor look, I guess. So I'm kind of relying on that to give it the interest. Now I'm going to dry that. Excuse me. I'm going to dry that, and then I might do some stenciling or stamping. but I've got to cut the eye out too, so I'll cut the eye out and dry that as well. Alright, I'm going to just stress the edges of the eye. Right, and that will sit somehow like so. And I'm going to now get some stencils, and we'll just do a little bit of texture on there with some stencils. Alright, 3 different stencils. Okay, now I'm not going to use the gelato obviously for the stenciling, so instead I use the antique white, and hopefully that'll just brighten it a little bit. Alright, let's have a look. Now we'll use the driftwood, which is out here already. Okay, I don't think this is going to be seen very much. And I will lift it up so you can have a closer look once I have done this one. Alright, so I'm happy with that. Just see if I can lift it up without dropping everything. So that's that one. You might be able to make out the background, the stenciling. Now I'm going to dry that and then we'll glue the bits down. Okay, just before we glue it down, I've got Rusty Hinge Distress ink, and I'm thinking a little bit of script on there as well might be good. Not sure if it's going to be seen though. You can see a little of it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the camera, but I will we'll hold it up just a little bit, and I'm just going to move that because it's bound to end up everywhere. Alright, so you can just see a little bit of the script there. Okay, now the fun bit, gluing the eye. Now before I do glue, let me see, I've got to put this down the bottom. That's use a colour you dislike, random useless fact, and draw an eye. So I'll pop those down first, and then we'll have a look at spreading some of the facts around. Ooh, running out of space. Alright, they're my prompts. Now, what have I got? Let's have a look. We've got eyes are made up of over 2 million working parts. The human eye blinks an average of 42, oh hang on, 400 and, no, I can't read it, 42,000 maybe? I'm not sure. I'll hold it up, you can read it for yourself. Whoops, times a year. That's a lot of blinks. Our eyes remain the same size throughout life. That's interesting. Oh, okay. Omatophobia is the fear of eyes. Oh, it's kind of a little weird. And the world's most common eye colour is brown. That's why I picked it. Okay. And I'm just going to stick all of that down. I'm sure I should be able to read that number. I think it's more money than I'll ever have, so I don't want to know. Okay, there we go. Another prompt finished. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now.